Hey y'all, how's it going? It's me, Cody. This is episode 12. Let me just double check. Yep, episode 12 of the Cody Knits podcast. I'm excited to be here. Um, for those of you who don't know, my name is Cody and I am in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a nurse. I work with cancer patients. Well, right now I don't because I just recently kind of quit my job to finish up school. I'm in school getting my master's degree so I can be a family nurse practitioner. So you can find me here on YouTube, Cody Knits Podcast, Cody Knits, Codi. Cody is spelled with an I. That's just how my mommy did it. And then you can find me on Instagram as nurse_Cody. And you can find me on Ravelry as Cody Knits. And I also have a podcast group on Ravelry, Cody Knits Podcast. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a bit. So welcome to new viewers, and for the returning viewers, thank you so much for being here and coming back and listening, putting up with me. So just in case anyone wants to know, it is Sunday, August the 16th, 2015. So this is going to be probably a shorter podcast today. And speaking of shorter, I have questions for you guys. I want to get your feedback on something. So, I'm trying to sit up straight and properly. If you watch my last podcast, you'll know why. But I'm really not doing too good at it. But anyway, so do you guys like having like a longer podcast, like the hour kind of mark, or do you guys prefer the podcast to be, I guess, more frequent, and kind of shorter, kind of like more like a little bloggy kind of thing? What do you prefer? I'm kind of flexible either way. If they're longer, though, then I'll probably, be every couple of weeks. But if they're shorter, I can usually do those, once a week or a little more frequently, depending on what's going on. Or a mix. Just let me know what you prefer, because I do this for you guys. I mean, I do enjoy doing it. Doing the podcast, it's a great way for me to vent and talk about yarn, because no one else around me really does it. So, yeah. Let me know. I am sorry I look so rough, but I'm quite sunburnt, and I'll tell you why in a little bit at the end, in case people don't really want to know about what's going on in my life. And I am getting ready to start the last semester of school. Yay! And so I'm doing a lot of work around the house today, getting things cleaned and straightened up, a lot of, laundry and things like that. So I have a sip of tea. This is some tea that Miss Diane sent me, and it's delicious. So, yeah, anyway, I've been pretty busy this morning. It's about lunchtime now, and I cleaned Billy Bob's cage up pretty good, and that kind of thing. I just got out of the shower not long ago because I was sweaty and gross, and yeah. Anyway, I have some super exciting stuff to talk about this podcast. And I should have waited until I finished a couple of things before I podcasted, but I couldn't wait any longer. So, where should we start? Um, I have no finished objects. I've been working on something this last week, and what it is a pattern. So yeah, I've written my first pattern. Now it's still in the editing phase, and I have some people test knitting it for me. Um, but just to give you a gist of what the pattern is I designed it because I wanted a pattern that kind of not not brand new knitters, but knitters who are still kind of new to knitting, or knitters who have been knitting a while but are stuck in a I can only do easy pattern knitting. So this is why I designed this. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge for you, but I have given you all the resources that you could need in the pattern to do the stitches, and it's a pattern that's not a big, it's a cowl, so it's not a huge project, but it's teaching you some really common stitches that like lace knitting projects use, and things like that. So once you learn these stitches and can do it in this pattern, it's really not that hard. But this gives you time to practice in something that you're familiar with. Most of you have knitted like the handbrake cowl and things like that. So um, this is kind of a different version of that. Added a little bit of new stitches in there for you to learn. And once you get through this pattern, I'm hoping that it will give you the confidence to go out there and do some more challenging patterns and grow as a knitter. And that was kind of the inspiration that I had behind designing it. Now, I've never written a pattern, and that was kind of my way of pushing myself a little bit as a knitter, was doing and trying something that I've never done before. So, yeah, I will tell you a little bit more about that whenever the test knitters are finished, and I will show you, what it looks like and how you can get the pattern and all that stuff. But I'm super excited about that. Um, so I really haven't worked on any other projects since my last podcast. I mean, I've knitted a little bit here and there on some things, but I've mostly been working on the house. Um, so they're not changed, so I'm not going to show you them this time. Mail call. I got a surprise in the mail, and I want to show it to you. So JC from JC Sewing Room, you hear me talk about her a lot because she's always been so supportive of my podcast, and she is a wonderful sewer. Is that a word, sewer? Anyway, she made this bag for me that I use all the time. It's very well made. And then she also um, has made the seatbelt strap thing slash notions holder that I showed last week. I'll show it again. See, it kind of starts out. So this way, it's a little pouch, and so you have some scissors. And she has a couple of versions of this, but this one folds over and it has these cool little snappy button magnets. And this goes over your seatbelt for when you're traveling. And you can take your notions and just stick them in here. And she has some that are a little wider, wide enough actually to keep your iPhone in and that kind of stuff. It's great. I mean, you're not necessarily going to keep it here, but if you're traveling, you'll have it around your seat belt, and then you don't lose, like, if you're knitting or crocheting, you're not having to worry about losing or dropping your notions, and then you have your scissors here. You can put your glasses, whatever you need, a little flashlight or a torch is what you call it in the UK. I think y'all say torch. When I think of a torch, I think of like a stick with fire coming off of it. So that's funny. Um, but anyway, I will put a link to her site, and she also, if you're on my Cody Knits podcast Ravelry group, you can go to last episode, and she um, posted a video there um, of her little, not a tutorial, but like a demo video. That's the word I was trying for. A demo video of her different um, seatbelt strap thingies, seatbelt notion bag thingy doogers. I really love this, and but so she wanted to just send me a little thank you for putting her out there on my blog, mentioning her on the blog. I mean, on the podcast, and she made me this. It's a DPN holder, and it's the buttons are purposefully not even across so that your sock has room to kind of hang out the bottom. But it has a little snap, and holds off. And I love it. Thank you so much, JC. I really, really appreciate this, and it matches my bag I already have. So yeah, I really like this. So thank you so much. So that's the new mail that I've gotten. Um, so now for the news, the super exciting news. Okay, so I have two surprises. Okay, one is, and I should have finished the cowl, the Crashing Waves cowl by JMO Creations. I should have finished it and before I did this, but I was too excited. So she has generously given you guys a coupon code for the Crashing Waves cowl pattern. And it's available from now until the end of September, and it's a very generous coupon code. It is 50% off the Crashing Waves cowl pattern. That is huge. So please go over and support her. I will give you the link in the description box, and I'll also link it on the Ravelry group and all that stuff. So you can get to her page and do that. So the coupon code is Cody Knits. Should be able to remember that, right? So go over there, get the Crashing Waves cowl pattern, and you get 50% off if you enter the Cody Knits coupon code and start knitting it. It's a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed knitting on it. As you know, I knit a lot of things at one time, so it's really actually a quick knit. I could probably knit it in a day if I just sat down and worked all on it. I'm almost done with it now, and I was gonna have it finished, not sitting up. I was gonna have it finished this week, but then all of a sudden I was like in cowl design mode, so I didn't get to it. But I will finish it before the next podcast. I'm so excited. Okay, the next super exciting news is I am hosting my first knit along, and this is a very special knit along because I am just so excited to do it, and it's sort of in collaboration with another podcast that you all love, and I'm super excited and very honored that they agreed to do this. So what it is we're gonna do a Bakery Bear knit along. And I know a lot of you have knit bakery bears and stuff like that before, but I also know that some people are a little afraid to do the bakery bear because of some of the finishing things and sewing things together and all of that. Well, I am a patron supporter for the bakery bears, and um, I actually, when they started um, putting out the videos, the tutorial videos. So if you're a patron, Kay has been doing some tutorial videos for like the bakery bear finishing and things like that. And Dan has been doing some tutorials on podcast editing and some like behind the scenes work. And as a patron, you get access to those. Now, you have to be a patron to get access to the videos. And I really do encourage you to go and be a supporter of their podcast. This is something that they're doing in a way that they can support themselves as, you know, kind of full-time podcasters. And they're, you know, the Bakery Bears episodes are so wonderfully done. It's like watching a TV show that's about knitting, and they take the time to go and travel, you know, to really awesome places and, you know, that kind of stuff. And it still takes them, you know, money to, you know, pay the bills and that kind of stuff. And the more support they have, the more that they offer for the patrons. So I really encourage you to go and do that. They have different levels that you can um, partake in, and even if it's just like $1 or $5, that goes a long way. And you know, I figured what is $5? I mean, I can have a cup of tea instead of going to Starbucks one time, and that, you know, covers it. And it goes to Kay and Dan are really wonderful people. They have a good heart, and they're just good people, and I love them. I love watching their podcast. I love interacting with them, and they're just very genuine. And so I really wanted to kind of do something with them and to kind of help support their podcast a little bit more. And so after I saw the wonderful tutorials that are available as a patron for the Bakery Bear, I was like, wow. So, and they're doing more and more, and I want more and more from them. So I increased my patron um, donation to, or my patron pledge amount, I guess is how you would say it. And I don't regret it any at all. All the money is worth it. And like I said, any little bit helps, and they are very grateful for any little bit. And the tutorials are amazing. And so, this is the first bakery bear that I ever made. And I didn't have, the tutorials weren't available. She hadn't done them whenever I made this bakery bear. And I'm not good at, sewing things together. I'd never, did this nose and mouth kind of thing, putting on eyeballs. You can see my ears are a little off off centered. Um, it gives him character, and I really love it. But I had never done anything like that, and these tutorials are wonderful, and I can't wait to. All of them are out now. The full series for the Bakery Bear tutorials are out, and it goes from everything from stuffing and sewing and all of that stuff. It goes through everything, and they're wonderful. Dan records it, so it's not just like kind of how here, so you can't see or something. You can see great. They're really well made, like everything else that they do. So I thought it'd be fun to do a Bakery Bear knit along, and encourage you guys to go and be patrons so that you can use the tutorials and to do your finishing and things like that. Now, here's the rules. It's going to start September 1st and it's going to end October 1st. So you get a month, and you have a couple of weeks to gather your materials and everything. And I'll put a link in the description box and everything so that you can go get the pattern on Ravelry. Now, you don't have to be a patron to enter the knit along, but I really highly encourage you to do so. It's not a lot of money, but we all know how things are. Some people, it's tight. Money is tight, and you need every little bit, especially if you got kids and all that kind of stuff. So I understand that kind of stuff. So I didn't want to limit it to patron only knit along, but I do encourage you to go and do that. And the winner is going to be picked, and she doesn't know this yet because I kind of wanted to surprise her, by Bryony. And so she will look at all the pictures that are posted in. So you have to post a picture on Ravelry. I'll open a thread. I'll do a chatter thread and a finished objects thread. And I'll go ahead and open the chatter thread today. Well, I don't want to promise that. I will open it before September the 1st. And also the finished objects thread I will open. So even though I don't expect anyone to make it in one day. I don't know. Somebody might be able to, but I know it's not. I can't. So yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll let Bryony pick her favorite, and her favorite one. I encourage you to go and use the tutorials that Kay has done to do the finishing and that kind of stuff. And prizes. I know there are going to be prizes. And I'm thinking there'll be 3 prizes. I will pick out a very nice yarn, skein of yarn to donate to someone. I will also let someone pick a pattern off of Ravelry that they have been wanting. We'll say up to $10. $10 or less. And then Kay has been awesome, and she has um, generously decided that she will make something, um, and the winner will also, or one of the winners will also get the bag from Kay. So the grand prize will be all three. So there's going to be a grand prize. So you get the bag from Kay, a skein of yarn, and a pattern on Ravelry. And then someone will get another skein of yarn, and someone else will get a pattern. So there'll be three winners, but one grand prize. And so I think that'll be fun. And that way, because I need to make him a friend, and I think it'll be fun. I really enjoyed making him the first time. I'm just really bad at the finishing things. And after watching Kay's videos, I think I can do a lot better. So, super excited about that. I will put the link um, to the Bakery Bears pattern. You can do a Mr. or a Miss Bakery Bear. It doesn't matter. And I will put a link to their Patreon site, so anyone who is interested can go and be a patron. And it really, I'm, I promise you, you won't regret that you support them, and it's wonderful. So I'll put you, and they have levels that are affordable for pretty much everybody. So I really encourage you to go do that. So that's all the exciting news that I have. I'm so excited about the coming up knitting and that kind of stuff. Now I did buy a skein of yarn this week. Actually, I bought a couple others, but they're gifts, and I'm not going to show them on here. But I went to a yarn shop near where I live. It took me like 30 minutes or so to get there, and it was um a little cute little yarn store. Goodness, I'm so sorry. Tired or something. Let me have some more tea. That's so good. Um, anyway, I went to this cute little yarn store, and it was in Alpharetta, Georgia, and it's called um, You and Cotton 2, I believe. Hold on, let me make sure. Oh, sorry. It's called Only You and Cotton 2, and You is EWE, and Cotton 2. And it is in Alpharetta, Georgia, like I said. And they have a super cute shop. There's actually like a husband and wife own it, and the husband was there that day when I went, and he was very friendly, and um, he kind of showed me the layout a little bit and told me what they have and what they offer. They have knitting classes and weaving and crocheting, and they have like knit nights and stuff like that. It's a little bit too far for me to go for a knit night, but they're super sweet, and they have the most adorable dog. It's like a poodle, and I forgot the other name. It was some fancy breed that I actually haven't ever heard of. But it was so cute, and she was only 18 months old and so well behaved. I mean, she came and greeted you, but she didn't jump all over you. She wasn't tearing up anything. Diamond at 18 months old, she was jumping all over everybody, getting into everything she could. Anyway, she was so cute. And her name was Ruby. And she has a trick that he showed me, and like he can get her a treat and like put it in both of his hands and then hide it, and then do his hands like this and tell her to pick which one, and she'll tap which hand the treat's on, and it's so cute. Ooh. Anyway, so cute. I love the little dog with the little curly hair. I just spent a lot of time loving on the little doggy. Yeah, it's a quaint little yarn shop. Very friendly atmosphere, and all of that. And I know that if I don't know if anyone listens that's in that area, but they do, offer they have the knit club, knit night kind of thing, and they go out to lunch a lot and just spend some time together. And they teach knitting and crochet and weaving, which that's always really cool. But and they have yarn, and so they sell a lot of cotton too. It's not they have a lot of wool and that kind of stuff, but they also have a lot of cotton. But I found a skein that I fell in love with, and I splurged a little bit on it. And this feels amazing. And I think I know why it feels so amazing. And I think I might be addicted to a new type of wool. I don't. That's probably not good either because I think it's more expensive. And right now, I don't have a lot of money um, because of school and not working, and so there's no income. So yeah, but this is it. It's showing up really fair to color here. It is a gray and blue mix, and it's pretty fuzzy. But it's this Cascade Yarn color duo, and as you probably saw, it's 70% baby alpaca, which is why I think it is so soft. And the other thing that I liked about this is y'all probably noticed with some other wools, there was one episode where I touched different things to my face and it made me itchy, and turn red just like automatic. But this, I mean, I'm already red right now, but it's not from this. It's from being sunburned. But this is so lovely. Um, Definitely in love with it. So this is, like I said, Cascade Yarns Color Duo, 70% alpaca, 30% merino wool. And it's color number 204. And they call it denim, is what they labeled it as. But the Cascade Yarn label itself doesn't have that. It doesn't have that name on it itself. It just says color number and a lot number. So if you want to do that. But anyway, I am going to make myself the Mia hat. Mia hat is one of Erin from Gimme Yarn 418, her podcast, and it's one of her patterns. And actually, I think it's her newest pattern, and it's a hat pattern. And I'm going to make myself a hat with this because it's so lovely. And ooh, I can't wait. It's beautiful. Ooh. Ooh. Anyway, it was really hard for me not to buy the whole bin of it, but I don't have enough money. My card, when I swiped my card, it probably would have said, "Good joke, Cody." Because, yeah, it's not a cheap yarn, but it's not the most expensive yarn either. Um, so yeah, anyway, that's that. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of update about my life really quick, and this is going to be it. So, I don't know if I mentioned, but school starts back tomorrow. and that means classes, which I'm taking my second pediatric class and my capstone class and another class. What's that other class? It's kind of like a I can't remember what the class is called, but it's kind of like a, you know, like a what you're going to need to know as a nurse practitioner, kind of like things about like coding and billing and things like that, you know. I think it's going to go into things like that and like being licensed, which we have to. So just because I graduate from this program doesn't mean I'll be a nurse practitioner. I'll have to take a test and be licensed as a nurse practitioner. Um, so we'll talk a little. We'll probably do a little bit about that, but also, you know, what's the laws and regulations for here in Georgia, because it's different for every state, which is very unfortunate. Nurse practitioners should have full practice authority, and we do in some states, but Georgia is not one of those, and we're always the last to jump on the bandwagon, which is why I'm really seriously thinking about moving to Florida. I love the beach. I've lived in Georgia my whole life. It might be nice to go and adventure out. Or I could move to another beachy area that's not so hot. I do enjoy the warm weather, but I'm also a very hot natured person and I like it to be a little bit cooler. But if you're at the beach, it's supposed to be hot. So, yeah, anyway, who knows? Um, so yeah, there's school starting, so that's gonna start getting a lot busier. My teacher got some things worked out so I can make sure to finish clinical on time. And I got a new OB rotation site. It's going to make me have to drive a lot further for those times. And I'll probably end up having to get a hotel room uh, some of those days. Um, and then a new pediatric site. And then I'll finish up. I think I have like, anyway, I got a lot of clinical to do this semester. Yeah, and then we'll have a big project to put together. That's a group project, and I'm very happy with my group. So, you know, that's always a good thing. Everyone does their fair share, and I won't feel like I have to do it all because they're dumb and or whatever. I don't have to go back and rewrite what they write, which is always a good thing. I don't have to worry about them not meeting deadlines and that kind of stuff. So, good group. I'm excited about that. So yeah, that's school. Oh, the reason I have a sunburn is this weekend we had a little, well, it was my aunt's family reunion. And, so my aunt had, and her daughter Lisa, um, so we had like their side of the family reunion. And it's only like 25 people, and that included me and my uncle and a couple of friends of the family. And it was so much fun. So we rented a couple of cabins up at Lake Lanier Islands, which is, that place is blown up. Like when I was younger, it was just a water park, but now it's like a huge resort. It's like a luxury resort, and people get married there on the lake. And there's horseback riding, a beautiful hotel with, you know, a saltwater pool and very nice restaurant. There's like a golf course. Did I say horseback riding? There's villas and cabins you can rent. There's the water park. There's the beach. Just if you just wanted to go to the beach, there's trails you can hike on. You can rent like ski-doos and boats and jet skis and all that stuff. It's a lot of fun. And it's actually it's only 30 minutes at most from my aunt and uncle's house, and I've never been there. It's crazy. So I definitely plan on going back. But anyway, so we stayed in the cabin um, Friday night. Me and my aunt, uncle, and my uncle's daughter and son-in-law and their son. We all met on Friday night and stayed in the cabin that night. And I slept on the couch. There was 2 bedrooms, and I stayed on the couch. And um, Diamond got to come, and so that was really fun. If you saw on Instagram, you saw some pictures of her playing at the lake. So that night, I went and I had dinner at this place called Sunset Cove with my aunt and uncle, and that's on Instagram too, I think. And then we just kind of hung out Friday night after that. And then Saturday morning, we got up and we kind of were preparing for everyone to get there because we live so close. My aunt and uncle live so close. They weren't staying in the cabin that night, but other family members who were having to drive up far were going to stay in the cabin instead. So we were kind of got up and cleaned up a little bit, had breakfast, and spent some time with the family. And then we went down and we did a little hike, and we hiked down to the lake, and Diamond got to play, and she likes to play fetch. So, well, and there's kids there all weekend, so she's exhausted right now. I mean, zonked out today. Diamond, come here. I want to show you because I know Bryony likes to see her, so I'm gonna go get her. Come here, Diamond. Diamond, come here. So she's right here on the couch under a cover, because that's where she likes to be. Come here, Diamond. Diamond. She's up late. Oh, my little Diamond. You want to say hey to everybody on YouTube? Huh? Here's Donnie. Tell Bryony hi. She's grumpy. She's like, you woke me up. You woke me up. I'm sure she's worn out because she got to swim in the lake. She likes to play fetch, so I threw her the stick out into the water, and she surprised me, and she actually went into the water and got the stick, swam back. It was wonderful. I knew she could swim because we have the dock near the house, and I kind of encourage her to jump off the dock and swim around to get exercise, and um, she does that. She doesn't always like it, but eventually she'll she'll do it after she's done it a couple of times because she forgets and she gets a little nervous. But I kind of encourage her to do it. And but before she never would go into the water from the bank, and this time she just dove right in. It was so much fun to watch her. And then she started digging, and I've never seen her dig like that, but digging in the sand and that kind of stuff, and it was so much fun. And the morning was very crisp, felt good. It wasn't too hot or anything. And then the afternoon, we had rented 2 pontoon boats for the family to go out on, and for the afternoon. So we went and we rode around the lake, and we stopped in a place and swam, which is why I got sunburned. I didn't get too bad because I kept my shirt on while I was in the boat, but when we swam, yeah, I definitely got sunburn on my face, and you can see where I had sunglasses on. And just here and on the back of my neck, I got a little sun on my arm, but nothing bad. But it's not bad. It doesn't hurt. It just is red. Um, But yeah, it was fun, and we kind of floated in the lake for a little bit, and the water was warm. It wasn't. I mean, it was refreshing, but it wasn't like cold. It was pretty warm, and just kind of floating around was nice. And the kids loved playing with Diamond, and I just enjoyed, spending that time with the family. And then we all came back, and we all brought stuff to make hamburgers and hot dogs, and we had some desserts, and we had what else do we have? We have baked beans and chicken wings and all kinds of food. Chips. There's these chips. They're tortilla chips, but they're with lime. Oh, they are so good. I'm definitely gonna get some. I shouldn't because I'm trying to not be fat in my stomach and have abs. Well, I have abs, but have them show through the little layer of, you know, fluff that I have over my stomach. um, so yeah, chips aren't going to help that, but they're so good, and all in moderation, right? Um, so we did that, and then my aunt kind of wanted to get most of the people out of the cabin while they, prepared everything. So the guys all went and sat on, well, all the men, they all sat out, near the grill on it had like a little balcony in the back, and most of them stayed out there. And I went with the girls, the ladies, and because they were going to the hotel and having drinks, and I was all about having a cocktail. And yeah, so I went with them, and we had a cocktail at the hotel, and we sat by the pool and enjoyed ourselves. And then they called us when it was almost ready, and we loaded up and went back and ate, had a good time, took lots of pictures and that kind of thing, of the family. And yeah, I enjoyed myself. And even though I'm not like technically um, family, or I've really only been a part of the family for what, 3 years, 3 4 years now. Everyone was so, you know, so inviting, so sweet, kind, caring. It's a wonderful family, and I enjoy spending time with them. And I can't wait to do it again. And yeah. So anyway, this is already 47 minutes. It was longer than I was expecting it to be because I ran my mouth a lot. But anyway, I'm gonna go now. I gotta finish up some stuff and get ready for school and put the towels in the dryer and all that fun stuff. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful week. I'm super excited about this KAL. Um, and don't forget to go and get your Crashing Waves pattern from JMO Creations. Remember, I'll put all the links that you need in the description box. And let me know about if you want longer or shorter um, podcasts. And don't forget the coupon code for the Crashing Waves KAL is Codi Knits. I'll put the link. And yeah. And go out and get your Bakery Bear materials ready. All right. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful week. Remember, do things one stitch at a time. That's how we get through our patterns, and that's how we get through our day. So yeah, hang in there. Um, yeah. Anyway, bye y'all.